We're back. It's Popcast Deluxe. It's Songs of the Week.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, what the hell happened last week? No. Seriously. Like, 7 days ago, when we were just here recording, we were like, what do you think next week's songs are going to be?
We were in Taylor Swift's universe.
Yeah, like what we were thinking. On a normal week, we might be like, oh, so-and-so's coming out. We kind of think such and such. What the hell is going on right now?
All of a sudden, the trunk started rattling in the distance, and it got closer and closer. And it's a slab, and the trunk is rattling. And it's Tommy Richman, our $1 Million Baby
VHS version, at least preferred.
Yeah, coming for the top of the streaming charts.
Tommy Richman is a
DMV
soul singer, funk singer,
producer.
Signed to Brent Faiyaz's label.
Yep.
Sure.
Good for Brent.
Great. Good. Big come up.
Yeah. Like, this is working. You're the new Yo Gotti.
We should just. I think before we start talking about it, we should just play this.
The VHS version. He put out 2 versions.
$1 Million Baby VHS version. Let's just listen to a little bit of it. There's not even a real video for it yet. There's
just
some TikTok.
There's an official visualizer.
Yes, and there's like some TikToks of like him and like I assume his friends, like just like big head nod energy. This is okay. So what this tells me, there's some Sugar Free in this, some Drew Down. I love hearing. It reminds me a little bit of the kind of fun pop-oriented version of like when Dame Funk was like doing like, I'm doing this like Los Angeles electro revivalism. It's like that, but it's like not for heads. Yeah. It's for pop, it's for pop kids.
And this is the thing. All of the words you're saying right now, like the kids who are streaming the song are just like blinking slowly at you.
That is correct.
And that's the point. It's like, that's why Travis Scott works, is like he can just pull from some quite obvious things, and this is slightly less obvious. Yeah. And people are like, "Whoa, that's a good song," and you're like, "Yeah, that's 3 6 Mafia or whatever it is." But he's doing that in a slightly more sophisticated way. It seems so far.
Why is this song so big?
I guess the snippet was huge, and that's why we have the 2 versions. The VHS version has the clip to bass, like the static on purpose, which was in the snippet, and then there's a cleaned up one that I imagine is going to get played on the radio eventually. But so I assume this was big on TikTok.
I guess
you tell me. People were
sudden.
People were anticipating this.
I do want to say, sometime last week I deleted TikTok off my phone for 2 days.
Good for you.
I'm trying to prepare myself for a summer of concentration.
Yeah.
So I deleted for a couple days. So if this happened during those 2 days, my bad. Yeah. Also, it's funny that this song arrived in the same week as the Charlie Puth should be a bigger artist conversation.
Yeah. You think Charlie Puth should jump on the remix for $1 Million Baby?
I know Charlie Puth right now is sitting in his home studio where I've been with his bank of synths and being finding the counter melodies.
He's doing the sheet music.
Yeah, he's doing the counter melodies in his head.
He's transcribing.
Yeah, no, Charlie Puth, get on this record. This also reminds me a lot of when we were talking, I guess this was also on regular podcast, talking about Timberlake and what I thought a good move for Timberlake could have been.
Hire Tommy Richman.
Well, no, I was going to say hire Chromeo.
Yeah, right.
Is this a Chromeo Timberlake record? But just without either of those people participating. What does this song portend?
Man, I don't know. I don't know.
I genuinely don't know.
I don't know.
You like it?
Yeah. I mean, it's just like there's nothing to be mad at. It's just like pleasant sounds.
It never really resolves
with some nostalgia.
Yes,
yeah, but
it
it's
never
like,
really resolves. It's like it's a vamp.
Yes,
it's a vamp. It's not a sweet. It's a vamp.
But it's gonna. It portends a hot summer. I don't know. Like
who's going to get on this record?
Be mad at. Probably everyone. Everyone will try. Rick Ross is writing to it, along with Puth.
Who would we like to see on this record?
There's gonna
Sexy
be
Red?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, you think there should be a verse?
I think there will be, whether there should be or not. Right. This is the other thing is like the minute something like this becomes popular, immediately people start figuring out what parts can I kind of like strip it down to. Right. I do think at some point someone's going to put a verse on it.
Which happened to maybe the next song that we want to talk about for Songs of the Week.
I think so. This will be your song for this week.
Yes, and this is a record that's been bubbling for a long time, especially in New York.
Yes.
And on Friday, Ice Spice arrives on Fisherrr, the Cash Cobain Bass Swag record. You compared Bass Swag. You said he's the Monty
to Cash Cobain's Fetty Wap.
Right. And you're like, oh, this is another guy. Like, sounds like Uzi, maybe.
Yeah. And also, it's like, I don't know.
This is a duet, essentially.
Yes. Candidly, I'll confess to not being familiar with the oeuvre of Bass Swag prior to this, so forgive me. But it does seem a little bit like when you're in the studio and you need somebody else, and it's like, this guy, you. Again, maybe Bass Swag's got like 30 tapes. Maybe like Nas has like 30, it's like, oh, no, I've got the 37 best Bass Swag songs. If so, sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. But like, it does feel like that. But Cash Cobain and Bass Swag going back and forth, it is a duet, but they are somewhat similar a little bit. They have similar, the patterns are similar.
Could be one guy doing two
voices.
Could
be one guy. Yeah, exactly.
But this is, look, not to say that Cash Cobain is Chapel Roan, but like the come-ups are similarly shaped, which is like he's had a lot of moments over the last couple years. Yeah. This is the pioneer of sexy drill. Ice Spice has obviously taken that to a different level, but Cash Cobain has remained really true to himself. He still putting out stuff that sounds like this. It's quite explicit.
All the Cash Cobain stuff. It literally makes Sexy Red sound like Taylor Swift.
Yeah. And
Ice Spice shows up on this.
And Ice Spice comes
to their level. Like, doesn't take it to an Ice Spice place. Like, takes it. She shows up in their house and plays by their rules. And the thing about Ice Spice that I think is going to ensure that she has a long career, this is a Drake move, right?
Right.
This is like, I'm identifying a thing that's bubbling. I can add something to it. It can add something to me. I think a very savvy
on their end,
very
too,
savvy,
because this song has been going for so long now, but still picking up steam. And Ice Spice is the thing that, again, like we keep talking about summer. It's a hot day today, despite what I'm wearing. Like, it's like we're getting there, and we need to make sure that this is the Hot 97 record all summer long.
I do want to add one thing about Cash Cobain, which I've been thinking about a lot, and Sexy Drill more broadly. And it took this song to crystallize the idea. It reminds me a lot of speed garage into early UK garage.
Okay.
Like a sexualized adjacent thing to a tougher sound. And it reminds me a lot of these kind of like 97, 98, 99 records, like when I was living in London.
Drink.
It reminds me a little bit of those songs, of those songs that were coming out during, I guess, more 98 into 99 into 2000, from Sweet Like Chocolate, like basically leading up to So Solid Crew, but like not getting there quite yet. But Craig David in a way, like obviously Craig David being the very pop version of it, but someone taking this kind of like up-tempo, frisky, but still street adjacent sound and imposing artful romantic melodies on top of it. The more I listen to Cash Cobain, I think sometimes when I listen to Cash Cobain stuff, I'm hearing the lewdness of it. I'm not necessarily hearing the melody of it. I'm hearing the content, and I'm also hearing the pattern of the drums. I started to hear it a little bit differently. Maybe hearing a female voice on it forced me to hear it differently, but I started going back to older stuff, and I was like, I wonder if this is a version of kind of like 98 speed garage and 99 speed garage into UK garage becoming very big pop It's the closest analog I can think of. It doesn't feel like it has an obvious analog in American hip hop or American R&B. Just a thought.
We'll see if it works.
Yeah. Did you know what Danimals was?
I did.
I did not know it.
This is again a micro-generational, maybe pure generational.
Yeah, it was a pure generational
snack. We're not going to get to the Danimals line here, but if you want to go hear the X-rated version of this song, you can do it. We'll play the beginning of the Ice Spice verse, which is mercifully clean.
Fisherrr. Got an attitude, but I'm feeling lit, so I ain't mad at you. And I'm tired of two, and it's fatter too. I'm your baddest boo. So what you about to do? Top one baddie in a jatty move. And my ass fat, cause I eat my oats and my vegetables.
Also, some bubbling, bubbly. I think we have to talk about Shaboozey, and for a couple reasons. One, during the Beyonce episode, there's a little bit of Shaboozey slander.
Yeah, or we just sort of brushed it off. We said he wasn't ready to be on a Beyonce album yet.
And that may be true. I also think that was not the best. Now that I've listened to a whole bunch, I don't know if that was the best Shaboozey stuff.
It wasn't the best showcase for what he does, necessarily.
So for the last couple of weeks, and I think it's growing, Shaboozey has had a song. It's called A Bar Song, parenthetical, Tipsy.
What's Tipsy, John?
Jaquan. You were there. Jaquan had a record called Tipsy. This was in
2004?
Is it 04?
I think 20 years.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a thing that I don't think Tipsy ever went away. I think your Jaquan is always your Jaquan, you know? Like, I think kids of all ages.
I am old. I can't believe Tipsy is 20 years old.
I think
out of control.
Kids of all ages know Tipsy. I think it never became vintage.
No. And also, Tipsy has one of the most neck-cracking beats of all time. Like, if you think Clip's Grindin', if that's your, like, Naplu Ultra of neck-snapping beat, Tipsy takes Grindin' and cracks it in two and, like, throws it on the ground.
Right. And wouldn't exist without Grindin'.
No, of course, but it doesn't matter. It is somehow more potent. And it is...
You're on the record with that?
Yeah.
Tipsy more potent than Grindin'.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I really do think
like
that.
It.
I really do think that. Yeah. No shots on my good friends, the Clips. Yeah. But like Tipsy to me, there's so much more, the space in it feels so much more portentous. Grindin' is like, there's a groove in Grindin', and Tipsy, it's like it just, you feel like stomping and you feel
it's like
the tension in between the noises.
Bigger, dumber Neptunes.
Yeah, it's fine. Right, great.
And then we get to Shaboozey, a bar song.
Okay, so this is you said earlier it's a Hozier song.
Yeah, this is like
stomp.
This is stomp clap music more than it's even country or rap song.
Yes.
I think we don't get the rise of the song without Stick Season.
I think that's totally
like this
fair.
fits in that mold.
Also, and to pick up a little bit on the Tipsy itself and grinding conversation, on regular Popcast, Marcus Dowling from the Tennessean was talking about early Shaboozey, and he brought up the first Shaboozey song, I think, which was called Jeff Gordon, which I had not heard. I went to go listen to it. Have you listened to it? Okay.
I remember when it was bubbling.
It's OG Mako.
Yeah.
It's you guessed it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just that.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting that a guy who was doing that 10 years ago is now doing this. So this is pretty catchy.
It's catchy because Tipsy's catchy.
Yeah, but it's also like even like the opening verse. He hit something.
It evolves Tipsy a little bit.
Yes, this is something we haven't directly addressed, but the way that country has tried to reconcile with hip hop, obviously we've talked about it a bunch over the years, but in the immediate short term past, there have been a couple of things that really stuck out to me as like country just saying, you know what, we're all in the same gang. One is Hardy covering quote unquote gin and juice for like some Snoop liquor company.
Fine.
Also, not that good. And it's rewritten, obviously, but like basically covering gin and juice. The other thing that I want to play just for a second is a song called 90s Rap Mashup, which is by a guy named Austin Williams.
Wake up, it's the first of the month. Get up, everybody saying, give me 2 pair, cause I need 2 pairs so I can get the stomping in my Air Force Ones. Get the stomping in my Air Force Ones, saying go 45 and 2 zigzags. Baby, that's all we need.
Austin Williams, I think he's maybe 19, maybe he's 20. And this song, I actually like to see the songwriting credits on this song.
How does the publishing work?
Yeah, I'm really curious about this because it strings together lyrics and hooks from, let's say, 8 or 9 well-known rap songs, some of which are from the 2000s, not the 90s. Right. But, you know, it's like allusions to Nelly and No Limit Soldiers and et cetera, et cetera. City High, I think, in there somewhere. It is the most kind of like, you know these songs, and I'm going to bring it into a country milieu. Now, that song didn't take off quite like I thought it might take off. It seemed like really low-hanging fruit. But I do think things like that help set the table for what Shaboozey is doing. Now, this song is probably going to be somewhat of a big hit.
Yeah.
I also saw on TikTok Shaboozey coming out with the Chainsmokers the other day.
I mean, he's doing everything.
It's going.
He also did a From the Block of Tipsy.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
They did a From the Block performance of
Amazing.
Bar Song.
Yeah. So this is going to be, I think, relatively inescapable this summer as well.
Let's play the
From the Block?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Someone pour me up a double shot of whiskey. They know me and Jay Daniels got a history. There's a party downtown near Fisherrr. Everybody at the bar